Hey YouTube, it's TheRubberMant here, and I'm here with my second load of exotic cards. You know the name's a misnomer by now. We know we know the secret. It's just a load of common cards and a rare card. But yeah, but first off, this is from Strike of Neos, from a Strike of Neos pack, which I opened in my Sapphire Pegasus tin earlier this week. So what have we got? We've got League of Uniform Nomenclature, which is a really good card for sort of monsters that use a lot of decks that use a lot of low-level normal monsters. So Moki Moki OTK, this is essential because it swarms the field with Moki Moki. Basically what it does is it targets one level 2 or lower normal monster on the field and special summons all its friends. Special summons all the other copies you have in the deck. So it instantly swarms the field with 3 cards of the same name, which is useful for things like Triangle Power as well. For Moki Moki OTK specifically, it gets 3 Moki Mokis out. It's really good in Law of the Normal decks as well. Law of the Normal being where you have 5 level 2 or lower normal monsters, you get rid of the opponent, all the opponent's cards that they control and their hand. So this is really good in that because that quickly swarms the field up. So yeah, that's cool. On to DD Crow. DD Crow is awesome. It's just not as splashable as it used to be. It used to be very splashable in a lot of dimensional decks. You can discard it to remove from play 1 card in your opponent's graveyard. I don't think I need to dwell on it very long because I think everyone watching this will know a fair bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! And will know that DD Crow is very good. So I don't need to explore that much. 6 Samurai Nisashi. He looks awesome because he's got lightsabers. He looks like sort of a Jedi 6 Samurai. But aside from that, he can attack twice if there's another 6 Samurai, but he's only got 1,400 attack, so he's not amazing. He's decent, but I wouldn't see him run in many 6 Samurai decks. Even 6 Samurai decks that don't use the legendary 6 Samurai, I can't see them using much of Nisashi when they have Come On and Yaiichi who target spell and trap cards, which are much more of a threat. So yeah, Nisashi, you're okay. You're not great, but yeah. Marinette Might. I have never seen this card before. It's an interesting amalgam of a worm and some scissors, but its effect is interesting. By discarding from your hand to the grave, by discarding this card, you take control of 1 fiend or zombie type monster that your opponent controls, and you don't give it back. So Marinette Might, interesting as a tech card for siding against Dark Worlds in tournaments. You get it to your hand, oh, they've got a Grapher, oh, I don't care, I discard a Marinette Might and get a Grapher to my side of the field with no negative cost. So Marinette Might, interesting tech card. It can do zombie types as well, but zombies, I haven't seen zombies have much competitive play around or anything that's a zombie being splashed into competitive decks, so mainly taking control of a fiend, that's very useful. Radiant Spirit. Radiant Spirit isn't a cool card. Well, it is a cool card because it's a tortoise made of light, but it's not a very good card because it's a 7-star, so you need 2 tributes already, so it's fairly slow. And then when it's destroyed by battle, so it has to be destroyed by battle for its effect to go, it's only a 2000 beta for 7 stars as well. There's so much better you can do for the cost of 2 monsters. When it's destroyed by battle, you destroy all face down and non-light monsters. I can see that hurting people, but the effort it takes to get out, I don't think it's worth it. There are much faster ways to clear the field of that, and you don't lose 2 monsters using them. So yeah, you usually do Torrential Tribute, Darkhold, but yeah, you know what I mean. So Radiant Spirit is no, I don't see it being used. Shens Castle of Mist. I haven't seen this used by 6 Sams, usually because the deck is taken up by the time you get to Sheens Castle of Mist. When a 6 Samurai monster is attacked, the attacking monster loses 500 attack during the damage calculation only. I can see that being really useful because, like, obviously only in 6 Samurai decks, or maybe X-Saber decks that use Shien, but it's still not splashable anywhere at all apart from 6 Samurai decks. It's kind of useful then, but you don't see it much because 6 Samurai now focus far more on field control, shutting down and negating enemy spells and traps. So playing with attack, playing with field control generally doesn't matter because Shien's usually out in the first turn. So Sheens Castle of Mist, no, not really. Sage of Stillness. This is an interesting one. This is another card I haven't really seen before. When it destroys an opponent's monster for a battle, your opponent cannot activate trap cards during the next turn, which is a bit of a weird effect. So it's sort of like you can shut down your opponent's setup next turn, but unfortunately the point of trap cards is to do them in your turn. Is that the opponent does them in your turn. So a card that stops opponents doing activating trap cards in their turn isn't really that amazing, and also he's only got 1,400 attack, so he's not going to be destroying many monsters by battle anyway. So Sage of Stillness, your artwork's cool, I like your artwork, but your effect is lackluster. Lastly, Electric Virus. Electric Virus is the same sort of thing as Marinette might, in that you discard it to take control, but with this you take control of a machine type, or, key, a dragon type. Now, I can see this being teched, possibly. It's possibly a good tech again, like for a side deck against Hieratics and Chaos Dragons and Dragon Swans, because there's a Judgment Dragon on the field, take control of it. There's a Hieratic Ixies, you take control of it. There are lots of possibilities with this card for taking control of dragons. You can shut down them, you can take the ultimate monster. So I actually really like Electric Virus as a card, and also you don't really have a cost apart from discarding a card that's not very good, and you get an awesome dragon type or machine type if you really want to, but you get an awesome dragon type monster. So I like Electric Virus. Electric Virus, thumbs up, Rubberman seal of approval. Right, and that is it for this week's exotic cards. So Rubberman out.